People of all ages and income levels are being affected by high inflation and recession fears, from college grads just entering the workforce to seniors on a fixed income. Everybody, I think it's safe to say, is concerned about their financial forecast for 2023. So in response, Metric Financial in Simsbury has developed a plan to keep you financially fit. Joining us to talk those tips is Tim Baker. Tim, thank you so much for being here this morning. Pleasure to see you as always.
Thank you for having me, Angela.
So we've done a few of these stories just kind of tracking conditions in the stock market and the economy right now. I feel like we're kind of in this place. Are we in a recession? Are we not in a recession? Tell us about the current state of the economy, the stock market.
Yeah, so I think the big thing is you probably read my factor report yesterday. I think we got two important data points this week. For a very long time, everybody has been afraid of economic news that was too good, because that would mean that inflation was hanging around and the Federal Reserve was going to have to keep hiking rates. But the Federal Reserve on Wednesday basically raised interest rates 0.25%. And then said that they're going to go on pause, meaning possibly no more rate hikes for the foreseeable future. And on Friday, we got a very, very healthy jobs report. So I think now everybody might be thinking we're in this soft landing or Goldilocks scenario where the Federal Reserve is going to stop hiking interest rates, but we're not going to get pushed into a recession. So we'll see if that holds up.
And in the meantime, people are feeling the pinch. Inflation, high prices everywhere. So let's break this down by decade. What should people be doing to stay financially fit, starting with people in their 20s? What can they do?
Yeah, so this is actually the most crucial phase. It's something that if you're young, maybe you're not thinking about that much, but this is the best time to be doing it. You're out of college now. You've been out of college for a few years. You're now making some money. It's time to start creating behaviors. So having a plan to save and invest and know the difference between those two things is going to be the most important thing that anybody does. Have that plan in place, and that's going to be a theme as we continue this conversation. And as you're investing, we're not big fans of taking individual bets. Make sure your investments are diversified, using a very well-diversified, low-cost investment such as an exchange-traded fund.
And that brings us to 35 to 55-year-olds. What should they be doing?
Yeah, so now you're starting to make more money, 35 to 55. Ostensibly, that should be somewhere in that range, should be when you start hitting your peak earning years. You need to start thinking about where are you saving your money. If you're using your company's retirement plan, maybe that's not the only place. Maybe you should be finding additional places to save money. Think about what your tax consequences are going to look like in retirement. Money that comes out of your retirement plan is going to be taxable as income. So using money in other places like a regular brokerage account would have different tax consequences. Important to think about those things and keep that plan going. Update your plan, and if you have kids or are thinking about having kids, start looking into a Chet or a 529 plan.
And that brings us to 55 to 75.
Yeah, so now you're kind of in the home stretch, right? You're coming down to thinking about retiring. This is the time to keep that plan updated. Sorry to beat a dead horse, but it's very important to have that plan in place and keep it updated. Start thinking about working with an estate planning attorney and a CPA. Your tax situation is probably getting a little bit more complicated, but now it's time to start thinking about what does my asset allocation look like? All the decades that we talked about before this, you should be invested mostly in stocks because you can afford to take that risk because you have the time horizon. Now you need to start thinking about what are my income needs going to be in retirement, and how should I be planning to make sure I can safely meet those income needs.
And really quickly, we're running out of time.
Yes.
The golden years, ages 75 and older, what should they be doing?
Keep that estate plan going, right? You don't want to have a lot of stress. Make sure your heirs are well taken care of. Make sure your asset allocation is appropriate. Again, even if you have a will, make sure it's updated, but really just get that stuff in place so you can enjoy your golden years.
Good advice, as always, Tim Baker.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Angelo.
Of course.
Thank
The time
you.
now is 8:48. Let's get you another check on the